This EFL Cup quarter-final picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, December the 15th. We are here to have as much of a look around as we can stand at the Premier League action, which is 9/10 of the way through. Barry shaking his head. Doesn't sound like it's much. But this might be a blink and you'll miss it special here, kids. And there's 3 EFL Cup quarter-final games this week. So we'll throw a few darts at them. Joining us, he looks particularly morose this evening. With every reason, it's Mr. Barry Penaluna. Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm not very good, as it happens, which I'm sure you expect. I am full of man flu again, Malcolm.
Oh, Barry, man.
Unbelievable. I've been run down since about Friday. I'm actually probably on the way out of it now, but I'm still bunged up, chesty cough. I've been rough all weekend, so football hasn't helped things. Illness is getting me.
Yeah, we've gone for... It's 5 o'clock in new time, Barry. I'll be honest, I considered doing this at 3 o'clock in the morning just to hide away from as many people as possible to try and get it out of the way. But then I thought some of these American fuckers would get us anyway. That's just the problem with being arms across the sea, Barry, is we can't hide from anyone. It's a 24-hour spotlight on our misery. Because it's just been a thoroughly underwhelming and miserable weekend. Oh, from the very start, from this Saturday 3 o'clock kickoffs. So we'll get into that in a minute. I was absolutely treading water with my picks. I just about could show my face again because my accumulator hit and my scorer hit. And that was fine. Luckily, the few picks I had, sometimes you can have a lot of winners and sometimes get the wrong one in your acca. This time I had few winners, but managed to acca them up.
It's all right with the Accas this season. You've had a few this so far.
Yeah, exactly. Just want a bit more consistency, really. I've had more goal scorers this year than that's not normally been a thing for me at all. You're much better at that. And then obviously the derby was just. It's all a bit of a blur to me. I was doing the commentary on it, so I was trying not to be a dick. I think I got away with it. I haven't had my feedback yet. But there was nothing really for me to be a dick about because nothing happened. So we'll get to that in a bit. I messaged you. You said you were absolutely furious. And I think it was one of those games. This happens to me a lot. Sometimes it's so bad and you know what's going to happen so early. I get my morning in pretty quick. I can get my morning in with 25 minutes left. So I just felt a bit numb. I was just like, you know what? At no point. We could still be there now and never have scored. So I'm obviously not thrilled about it, but I wasn't
just fucking raging. Just made me fucking rage even more.
Did it?
So how can you fucking sit there and not care? That fucking annoyed me.
It's not. Don't confuse it for not caring, Barry. I was just, I don't know.
I don't know.
I got really hard to explain what it was.
I couldn't engage anymore at that point. That made us even worse.
So we're going at 5 o'clock, Barry. I have taken a leaf out of your book this evening, Barry. I am going gigging tonight.
Nice.
And I'm taking Betty with me. I'm taking Betty with me because I've got no friends, not because she wants to go. Walker, who's usually my yes man, Walker's got his kids, so he can't come. I don't think it's anyone else's kind of thing. It's so I'm going to the
place
called the common room. Shut up, man. It's all the bads you go to see are exactly the fucking same. A place called the Common Room, which is I've never been. It's next door to Lit and Phil, the Literary and Philosophical Society in town. So it's there. Have a little look, Baz. It's a duo called IDER, IDER. Bit of sort of pop electronica, maybe. That's how I'd describe it. I haven't got musical words. But I wanted to go. The IT department, under no circumstances, wanted to go. So Betty said she would come. I think she just wants to go and play grown-ups and probably sneak a pint of cider in if possible. It's 16s and she's only 15. They won't give a shit, will they, down there? Nah. It's not going to be bouncers on the door.
Nick Shasha
Next
says
door
she's
to
16. We've taken Sophie for the last year to loads.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
everything's 14 plus and she's been 12 or 13. Nobody has ever asked the age at any point. Like,
Well, if you're getting turned away from the literary and philosophical side at the age of 5 bouncers on a Monday night in town, so that's what I'm doing later on, just to try.
Well, I think the last time we recorded, Malcolm, was Thursday, and you asked if I had any gigs planned last weekend, and I said no, which was correct. However, Friday tea time, Chloe sits down. She's like, "Can we go to Sheffield tonight, Dad?" I was like, "No, I'm unwell. I've got a cold. I can't be arsed." Oh, come on, let's go see the Claws. It was banned. We'd literally seen them in Nottingham last week, and we're going to see them again in Birmingham next week. Albeit with different support each week, so, and there's decent support bands there. And she just kept nagging and nagging and nagging. It was sold out anyway, so I thought I had an out there. But then she'd stuck on notifications on Twickets, which is the resale site. And then sure enough, 2 popped up. Dad, I know it was 3 popped up. 3 tickets, 45 quid. Dad, there's 3 tickets here. Can we go? And I ended up just fucking giving in because I'm a soft touch, aren't I? So I ended up driving up to Sheffield, and me, Chloe, and Sophie went and watched another gig.
What I was going to say about this, Baz, is where are you getting all your money from? Because this isn't a cheap hobby, like.
Well,
you've just said 45 quid, bit of petrol. That's cost you 100 quid, like, and you're doing this 3 nights a week.
Kids pay their own tickets most of the time. Chloe's obviously earning.
Yeah, but it's still your money. Well, I suppose, Chloe's got her own referee money, hasn't she?
Sophie saves money from pocket money, birthdays, Christmas, and that and shit. So a lot of them they'll pay their own way. There's quite a few we do pay for, but at the same time, a lot of the gigs I've gone to lately, I haven't bought tickets when they've gone up on sale. I just wait till the very, very last minute and get bargains. I'll get a 50 quid ticket for £20 just by hanging on to the last minute till someone gets desperate. So but at the same time, I've spent an absolute fortune on gigs this year. But it's been good fun.
I was thinking that. Chat, who's here? Joe is first in the chat. Joe, welcome along. James Mafia is here. Brian, we haven't seen Brian for a little while. Nice to have you. Harry Doherty, Chelsea's turned up. Shut up, Harry. We'll get to that. I've got news, Barry, about our World Cup bet. The Senegal bet.
Yeah.
I changed my mind because the 7-4 wasn't doing it for me, Baz. It's such a shit price, wasn't it? Even if we ended up with like 350 quid on, like it wasn't. I wanted a better price, so I cashed it out. And what we've got now, Barry, is and I'm not changing my mind now. This is the final answer. It's a 4-fold on teams to qualify out the group because I've decided. Well, I haven't decided. Maths has decided. If you win one game, 3 points, you'll get through because there's a lot of the third place teams qualify. So I just looked for teams where there was a clear whipping boy. So we've got, Barry, Scotland, Iran. I think Fefwef mentioned Iran last week. Scotland, Iran, Senegal I kept in, and Ghana out of England's group. They beat Panama, maybe pick up another point. So that pays round about 7-2. And the good news is, Barry, already £47.09 is the stake at 7-2. Well, like we asked around last night, didn't we? We had a win on the NFL. So in ones and twos and the odd fiver, what was 20-something pounds last week is now £47.09. So we'll try and accumulate that. But that's the 4-timer: Scotland, Iran, Senegal, and Ghana. So I thought I'd keep the housekeeping up to date. The experts Suck have joined us. I tell you what, you're in the right place. Well, not that we claim to be experts. Me and Barry Suck. So one game left tonight as well, Man United. I tell you what, part of the reason I wanted to go out tonight, Baz, as well, was just I don't want to watch that game. All the football's been shit all weekend, and I can't be tuned with that. And I know I like my Monday night only connect straight into University Challenge, but I can record them. I just wanted to be away from it, doing something different. So there you go. I'll remind you first, you can get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. Download the SGPN app on the App Store. I mean, do you want to do? We'll do the derby, Barry.
You can.
First off, I mean, nothing happened at all. It was dog shit. I think if you're a neutral, I don't know what you would have made of that, especially if you weren't that bothered or weren't even aware of the derby aspect of it all. I thought the selection was odd. I'm not one to chastise the manager. Something weird's just happened there, Baz. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I saw your face back. I'm not one to chastise the manager really at all. I thought the selection was weird, particularly Elanga instead of Barnes. I just didn't get it. Elanga's done nothing to justify selecting for fucking anything, frankly, let alone that. And then both teams were rubbish. Sunderland were just as bad as us, really. Sunderland controlled what they could control, which was running around, kicking stuff. The two fullbacks were fucking brilliant, like Mukiele, thought was the man of the match, and Ronaldo on the other side. Is that when it went into Gordon or whatever, they just went and chased them like madmen, which was fine. They controlled what they could control, which is what happens when you play a team that are nominally better than you. They never, ever look like scoring. So, obviously, I was on commentary, so I'm keeping an eye on certain stats like the XG and stuff, Baz. Half-time, it was 0.25 to 0.01. I don't know where our 0.01 came from, so I can't remember that. And then I can't remember what the end was, but it was about the same. So it obviously took a freak OG for them to score. They never looked like scoring before or after. We could still be there now and not have scored. Every set piece, we're expecting chaos from the set pieces. Every set piece they launched into our box, Malik Chow headed away. Every set piece we launched into their box, the keeper came and caught. Yeah. There was just nothing going on. There was nothing went on all game. But that suited them, and they came down on the right side of it. So I don't really... It's a hard one to explain, Baz. Sometimes you can know why things happened, but I don't really know what happened yesterday, Barry.
It's just becoming a bit of a habit. It's not just chance that we've been so shit in so many away games. He must be setting them up to play different. Because to all intents, it looked like he set us up very defensively, despite the fact the 11 in the team, you could set up exactly as normal. You're 3 across the middle, you're 3 forwards. Gordon and Elanga were sat right back from the start. And it was like we were looking to catch him on a break early on. And to be fair, he's got 1 or 2 breaks, which looked like they could have turned into something early on. But then after that, just absolute nothing. And I thought, defensively, we've done well enough because they didn't create anything. But it was just absolutely baffling how little we could create going the other way. As you say, team selection's bizarre because how Elanga has justified a start in that game, I'll never know, unless it was more about the fact he wanted to play defensive, counter-attacking football and he wanted the pace. That's the only thing I can think is he wanted the pace on both sides. But, I mean, Elanga catches all the flack for Newcastle because he's done nothing yet. But he was just one of a large number of players who did absolutely fucking nothing yesterday. Gordon was equally culpable. Voldemar offered nothing. Tonali was poor. Absolute rubbish. And just, yeah.
So I've just dragged up the final XG stats. Fucking hell. Sunderland 0.29. Bear in mind, they were on 0.25 at half-time. So in the second half, they've added 4 100ths of an XG to their total. And we finished on 0.24, having got to half-time with 0.2. I don't know if Nick's header counts as anything.
I mean, Bruno fucking minged 2 of them into the keeper's arms, didn't he?
He can't kick a football, can he? Right. He cannot kick a football. He's a really good I'll tell you what, fair play to the lad for being an international footballer and being really, really good when you can't kick a football. Anyway, it's like his feet are made out of fucking sponge. Really weird. So, yeah, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? We'll sit here and take it on the fucking chin. I thought we were absolute dog shit. I went out afterwards just to pick the kids up and that, and ended up getting dragged down to the fancy fucking TPs down at Great Park. Couldn't be arsed with that. And obviously there was still residue of people out. There's one bloke wandering around in his St. Nick Voldemort jumper, like his Christmas jumper. And I just thought, you'd go home, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
This was about 6 o'clock, 6:30. The game finished at 4. If you've got your St. Nick Christmas jumper on, go home. He's just scored an own goal that's cost you. I mean, it's an isolated estate. He couldn't have lived more than 200 yards away. Put your coat on. But anyway, so that made me laugh a little bit. We'll have a look at the rest of the games. We've just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Tons of markets, including NFL, college football, basketball, NBA, NHL. You can trade first touchdowns. There's loads of novelty markets on there too. At Kalshi, you can trade anything. Our offer is new Kalshi customers get $20 when they use the promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And Underdog, your home for pick'em entries. Win up to 5,000 times your money. A brand new offer. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. So eye catchers, or just more like a breakdown of the weekend, because it just flowed downhill. So there was no lunchtime game. There was 2 3 o'clock games, which was boring in itself, because there's 2 games, not 4, 5, 6 to get stuck into. Brighton, who are on my list, I fucking can't stand them in the minute. So he makes 8 changes. I mean, Brighton, they like to pose themselves as these agents of chaos. He makes 8 changes to visit Anfield. Who's making 8 changes? Who's he think he is? He makes 8 changes. They go 1-0 down after 46 seconds. And the worst of it all, Baz, with Brighton is that fucking lilac kit. You can't turn up in any kind of mindset to go out there as a warrior, as a sportsman, as a competitor, dressed in that lilac kit. It's fucking... If me and you were sitting here now, Barry, like, we've turned up in matching green hoodies, haven't we?
Yeah.
By accident. But if we were sitting here in a couple of lilac... We'd feel like a couple of fannies, and we would podcast like a couple of fannies. As it is, Barry, when podcasts are like warriors, like military men.
We're in military fatigues, yeah.
We're in military khaki, do you know what I mean? They turn up in that. Like fucking George out of Rainbow. There's one for the teenagers. 1978 kids TV reference. So all of that annoyed me. And then I thought I'll doze through it because I had to go to work. Keenan Gisbey goes off injured early on, hamstring. Chelsea score, and then Everton dog shit. So that was all dog shit. And what got me the rest of the time was just, that was like an example of a form line. How are you supposed to establish a form line in this league? Because you had Everton. It was the unreliable teams that let me down this weekend. Liverpool have been unreliable. Bloodless 2-0 win. Chelsea, incredibly unreliable. Bloodless 2-0 win. Everton, who were doing okay, had just beaten Forest 3-0. Go to Chelsea, do nothing. Forest, who had just been beaten by Everton 3-0, go and duff up Tottenham 3-0. And Tottenham, who, but I mean, just to see this unreliable dominoes. So they're not falling in a line.
There's nothing. The Tottenham result, that Tottenham Forest game had written all over it. It could have been anything, didn't it? I think. Yeah. I mean, I stupidly went for a Tottenham team total, but Tottenham getting beat 3-0 wasn't a big
stupid
surprise.
Though, Baz.
No,
you might as well have just put the bets in a hat and picked one out. That was what was going on this weekend.
As much as I took a Tottenham bet, them getting beat 3-0 didn't come as any surprise to me either.
But even the way that they did it, like the game kicks off, I'm watching you because I've got the notifications on, and then they show me the highlight of the first goal. What's Archie Gray doing? Like, just, oh, fucking hell, man. It was all horrible. So the Everton Forest Tottenham, so all the unreliable teams did the opposite of what I thought they would do, which is the hallmark of an unreliable team. Just so happened. Got the wrong side. Arsenal nearly joined in. The Arsenal game was still a coupon buster because no one's backing them at 1-7. I don't think many people were taking the both teams to score. I put some clumsy bet builder together, which was never, ever going to win. They never even scored a goal. So if you were trying to bet build somebody to score or assist or whatever, or a handicap, None of that happened. And then it was still just annoying that a 94th minute own goal got them the win as well. So none of that was satisfactory, Barry. Did you? Were you any of that?
There was that. I mean, it's fair. A fair analysis of the weekend. I mean, what did go? I was annoyed I didn't get an knacker in. What went well for me was the money line picks, and I commented a few times during the last episode that I was a big fan of the even money away favourites this week, and that was where most of my success came. I took Fulham to beat Burnley, I took Man City to beat Palace, and I took Villa to beat West Ham.
Well, they were mine, yeah.
All around the even money mark. And I'm frustrated with myself for not putting that into my corned beef hacker, because my stake and Stilton hacker was those three teams all to win by 2 or more goals. And the obvious thing would have been for my lesser hacker to just be them to win by a goal, which would have come in. So I felt like I left one on the table there. The only other thing that came in for me was Chelsea, Everton under 2.5 goals.
Okay, nice.
They got the fear once that got to 2-0 because I'd seen it unravel in the Everton game the week before. But yeah, the money line picks were bang on for me this week. Just a little bit annoyed I didn't get them into an hacker.
I think the Man City pick was achievable. You've demonstrated that. You could maybe even bracket them in terms of the unreliable teams because they had struggled away from home at Newcastle. I think they'd lost at Newcastle and Fulham in the last two. And I expected a little bit more from Palace. They missed the first big chance, don't they? Pino, he hit the crossbar, blazed one over one-on-one. He had the first big chance, which changes a lot. Man U tonight, I've got BTTS on over 2.5. But yeah, the way the weekend's gone.
I mean, the Arsenal game was a bit of a head scratcher. I didn't see that coming at all, but Wolves were competitive enough, kept Arsenal honest throughout the game. And the fact Arsenal relied on 2 own goals to come out on top of that one.
Well, I've got do you want to guess the XG in that one, Baz? I've got all the XG stats up now. Do you want to guess the XG? Arsenal Wolves. I'm
wondering if less than half an XG each, surely.
No, Arsenal did make it to 1.06 against 0.4. I mean, there was some fucking dog shit. Brentford finished on 0.73. West Ham finished on a level 1. Tottenham finished on 0.35. Just a really peculiar weekend all round. But it is, we actually started the pick show last week by saying how really trappy all of this was, wasn't it? The experts have got some their picks for the weekend Premier League games.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Too early for me. Too early for me, experts. I'll stick them up.
We'll be back on Thursday with that lot.
Yeah, we need to get this EFL Cup out of the way as well. So yeah, I think the anatomy of that particular disastrous weekend. Baz, anything you want to add, or we'll make some picks on these EFL Cup games?
Let's make some picks.
Okay. We'll make them after. I'll let you know that Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you get the best prices. Download the Novig app, get $50, spend $5, use the promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. Really good at identifying when to fade players, take the unders. It's easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own model. The promo code is SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. So there are 3 EFL Cup quarterfinals this week. The fourth one is at Arsenal Palace is next Tuesday, which I think is something to do with the Palace got a game in Europe this week, maybe.
Yes, yeah. It was a bit of a clash, this one. So I'm sure Palace have now ended up with like 3 games in 6 days or something next week as a result of this.
We've got 2 short price favourites. Newcastle play on Wednesday. So, I mean, yeah, the Newcastle game's a bit of a head scratcher. But we'll start. There's one game on Tuesday, which is at 8 o'clock kickoff, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Is Cardiff City and Chelsea. Cardiff City are 9-1. Actually, they were 10-1 earlier on, so someone's backed Cardiff a little bit. They've been nipped in a point. Cardiff 9-1. The draw is 5-1. The draw's 9-2. That's been nipped in as well. Chelsea are on the slide. Chelsea at 27 to 100, so minus 370, kind of 7-2 on that kind of price. Cardiff, if our overseas cousins aren't overly familiar, are top of League One currently, the third tier. They have beaten Swindon, they have beaten Cheltenham, they have beaten Wrexham, and they've beaten Burnley so far in this competition. They've won 5 in a row in their division. They got a 90th minute winner on Saturday to beat Doncaster 4-3. Home form is good. They've won 8 and lost 2 at home. I really like the manager. We talked about this pre-season, actually, in the pre-season show. Talked up their gaffer a lot. The last 3 home games in the league, they've scored 4, 3, and 3. So they're up, they're lively. Like, they'll have this. This is a free shot. They'll have a go at this. Chelsea, as always, team news is going to be key. Just got no idea what Chelsea are going to put out. And they've got a big game on deck on Saturday lunchtime, where they travel up here to face Newcastle. They entered that 3-game winless streak in the Prem. Don't forget, obviously, they had that Champions League loss at Atalanta this week as well. They had a comfortable win at the weekend. But this is just... Chelsea are one of those teams that are incredibly hard to predict. My summation of this, I think Cardiff are worth a goal. Joe thinks they're worth 2 goals. The team total for Cardiff is plus 460, so around about 7-2. But I'll give Cardiff a goal here. I think the BT yes, it's plus money as well. It's odds against. Both teams to score. Cardiff Chelsea is 21-20 plus 105.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Cardiff obviously the big underdogs remaining in the competition, and it might be the end of the road for them. But either way, it's going to be a good season for them. Sitting top of the league, looking good for an immediate return back to the Championship. And as you say, recent form is very good. Won 5 in a row in the league. Obviously, remains to be seen how much that league form becomes a factor here. Obviously, different caliber of opposition, but you want to come into it in good form, in good spirits. Sort of momentum is a big thing. So it's got to help them out in some way or another. They have already got one Premier League scalp, having beaten Burnley earlier in the competition. Obviously, it's a bigger ask against Chelsea. But Chelsea haven't made easy work of the earlier rounds of this. As you said, they will make a lot of changes. I think, we tend to see that quite often with Chelsea anyway in the cup games. Played Wolves and Lincoln in the previous rounds and beat both of them just by a single goal. I think, for me, I wanted to give Cardiff a shout as well. I think good chance of a goal. I think they'll make a fight of it. Chelsea have only won one of their last 5 away games in all competitions as well. Have struggled a little bit on the road. So I think Chelsea will probably get through, but I think it's going to be another tight one. I'm going to give Cardiff a goal as well. But I don't think Chelsea will get a ton of them, so I'm going to take the handicap here for me. Cardiff are plus 1.5 at around even money.
Okay, so same angle, different bet.
Yeah.
One of those things that we do talk about. Okay, like that, Baz. Wednesday night, there's an early kickoff and a late one. I'm fucking sick of these 8:15 kickoffs at Newcastle, by the way. Like, it's just too late. Like, I've got to get children home to bed. Now, mine aren't so little anymore, but you take a young'un, like 6, 7, 8-year-old kid to the match. There's a huge difference between a 7:30 kickoff and an 8:15 kickoff. Like, it's a load of bollocks. Man City take on Brentford. Man City are 2-5, minus 250. 21-4, the draw, plus 425. Brentford are 13-2, plus 650. In fact, Brentford are 6-1. Someone's backed all of these outsiders since I did this earlier on. Money for Cardiff, money for Brentford. Baz, Man City, Brentford.
Yeah, I thought this one should be fairly straightforward. I know you've put City in the inconsistent category. But I think they're going well. And as I said the other day, the key thing is they're scoring enough goals where they can be a little bit dodgy at the other end and still get away with it, because they seem to hit 3 goals as a minimum pretty much every week. And as I said last week, that's going to win you a lot of games. They did it again at the weekend against a decent Palace side, fairly straightforward 3-0 win. And even with a few changes here, it wouldn't surprise me to see a similar scoreline. Brentford have just 1 win in their last 5, and that was a win over Burnley. But away from home, it's 4 defeats in a row and 7 defeats in 10 in all competitions as well. They did have a decent win early in this competition, beating Bournemouth at a time where Bournemouth were all right. Bournemouth have turned to absolute garbage since. But otherwise, nothing really to get too excited about in terms of Brentford's form. City have had it easy in this one so far. Swansea and Huddersfield both pushed aside by a couple of goals. 8 of City's last 10 home games have seen them win by 2 or more. They've won the last 2 in this competition by 2 or more, and that's where I've ended up here. I've got City on the handicap -1.5 at evens. I think City will make easy work of it.
Yeah. Even if City made changes, the lineups they've put out are still really, really strong in the last couple of rounds. They won at Huddersfield 2-0. They beat Swansea 3-1 so far. So not much help here in terms of comparisons. Some rotation. But like I say, the lineups for those 2 games, if they can make 8-9 changes and still work out an incredibly strong team. Brentford beat Bournemouth. They beat Villa on penalties. They beat Grimsby 5-0. So 2 things acting strongly against Brentford. Firstly is their recent form, and secondly is their away form. They've lost 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5 away. The only win was against Burnley. And away from home, it's 1-1, lost 7. 5 of those defeats on the handicap. So it is boring. Man City handicap is hit 6 of 8 at home. You dressed it up as well. So they're 6 of 8 to the yes. They're 5 of 7 to the no. Man City -1.5. Even money. Plus 102 you can get, Barry, I think, on that one. I haven't got my ray gun. It's all the way over there. Do I need to reach it? Nah, it's not. Listen, we're in morning, Barry. It's not ray gun kind of thing. I'll tell you what might cheer us up, though, Barry. Fucking game of kickoff. That's what will cheer us up. I believe Betty sent you your new card early on. We might be just about approaching the halfway stage of the second half, Barry, with you hanging on 2-1. You've calmed down in the last few handfuls.
I've always been calm.
Sorry?
I've calmed down. I was never not calm.
You were. I could fucking sense it, Barry. I could sense you shitting your pants. That's why you made your keeper go down 3 shows ago and get that treatment on his thigh. The ball is, I took a little risk. I need to mix it up here, Barry. I'm doing what Eddie Howe didn't do yesterday. I wagged it all the way out to the right touchline. So it's just in the blue half. The ball is on B1, Barry. So it's right over on the left-hand touchline as you're attacking.
Right.
Where you going?
I'll go diagonally 6 across into the box.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. So that puts you right about on the penalty spot. H7 in your half, which means I will. Ooh. Right, I'm going to wang that fucker Baz. 7-4-3. That's a good one, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I've miscounted then. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Into your half. In square C3, Barry. That is square C3. There's your new card. There's my new card. Okay. Pretty exciting. That, I think we'd all agree. One more game on Wednesday is the stupid late kickoff between Newcastle United and Fulham. Newcastle is 7-10, -142. The draw is 3-1, and Fulham are 11. No, they're not. Fulham are 15-4, plus 375. So I did think, Baz, I looked at the parlay on the 3 favourites here, because obviously Chelsea are short, Man City are short. Then you put Newcastle in that parlay. The Aka moneyline treble pays around about 2-1. But this is the one that, having just watched what we all watched yesterday, would completely put you off Newcastle. I mean, you're talking about unreliable teams, and you've put Newcastle in that at the minute. Like, the absolute shower yesterday. They've beaten Bradford 4-1. They've beaten Tottenham 2-0 in this competition. Maybe the Tottenham 2-0 is a good comparison game. They will make some changes after that defeat yesterday. But again, I think the defeat makes it harder for how to make those changes, because he can't risk another defeat. And we've got Chelsea at the weekend. These are 2 big games now. Defending champs as well. 3 games away from possible Wembley. So we can't make too many changes. I think it's the lads who were left out yesterday. Murphy, Barnes. You'd probably see Willock and Ramsey. Dan Burn will be out. He's broken all of his ribs and knackered his lung, it turns out, yesterday. He was in hospital overnight. So a few more changes possible. But I don't know, just yesterday's defeat has thrown that into doubt a little bit, so I don't think he'll make as many changes as he would have done. Fulham have beaten Bristol City, Cambridge and Wickham, so I haven't beaten too much yet. I was trying to take a step back and find a trend. I was trying to take the emotion out of it, because I don't really know what to make of yesterday for Newcastle. And I've been quite high on Fulham. They were good at the weekend. They won that game fairly comfortably in the end, even though it was only a 1-goal margin. I have said I think there's money to be made in Fulham between now and the end of the season. There was a league game at St James's Park quite recently between the two, which Newcastle won 2-1. We've just seen Newcastle beat Burnley 2-1. 6 of 8 Newcastle home games, both teams to score over 2.5. Fulham against bottom half Prem teams, which Newcastle are, 5 out of 5. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. 5 out of 5 for Fulham against teams in the bottom half of the Prem. So it all fits. Like, that's a trend of 11 of 13. And again, it's odds against both teams to score over 2.5. It's 11-10 plus 110.
Right. Is that your pick? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously Newcastle's terrible away form continued. And as I say, I thought it was a bit different here, because the biggest problem yesterday was the lack of attacking threat, lack of genuine chances created. And I don't think that's been the case massively in recent months. It's been more about conceding shit goals at the other end. I actually thought we defended well enough yesterday, though Sunderland didn't really carry much threat, to be fair. But yeah, the most alarming thing was obviously how much we struggled at the other end. That was the first time we'd failed to score in any competition since September. But putting that one to one side, I think for me, you've got to focus on the home form, because it is a home game. And we are unbeaten in 8 now. And it's 7 wins and a draw in the 8 games as well. Scored 2 or more in all 8 of those games at home. They haven't failed to register a goal in a game at home all season either. And that recent run does include the game over Fulham, albeit it did need a late winner from Bruno Fernandes on that occasion.
Who?
Bruno Guimaraes.
Barry.
Cloudy.
Wash your
cloudy
mouth
head.
out.
I know, shocking. I thought Newcastle were a slightly better price than I expected, given the home form. See, given what we saw yesterday, the price would be far too short. But looking at the home form in isolation, I thought Newcastle were a slightly better price. I do think Newcastle should win it. They can be trusted to win anything easily. So I don't mind your pick at all. I think Fulham probably will get a goal. But Newcastle are going to win it. And I'm going to tag on the over 1.5 goals to get us to around evens. Newcastle win and over 1.5. You pointed to a lot of those 2-1 wins, the likes of Burnley, Man City, Fulham.
Yeah.
So it fits the bill there. So yeah, Newcastle win and over 1.5 at evens for me.
Would you co-sign off that money line treble then, Baz? 2-1, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, the Newcastle one doesn't fill you with tons of confidence, does it? The other two should get the job done in one way or another. But yeah, I think if I was forced to take a pick on every game and a money line pick, it would be those 3.
Fair enough. Okay, Baz, I think we're done. I think, Barry, I'll ask you this live. I was going to message you. I might do an AFCON preview. You got any interest in joining me for that? Even to just sit there and look pretty. It's up to you. I reckon do a solo special.
No, I'll happily come on and pretend I know what I'm.
Go.
Well, I won't even pretend I know what I'm talking about. But I'll make some picks.
Starts on Sunday.
Listen, how many shows of Club World Cup did I put myself through, Malcolm?
Oh, holy, back to the good old days.
You know what I mean? If I'm prepared to sit through that and pretend to be interested.
This is surely much more legitimate than the Club World Cup, in it, Barry. Don't be denigrating the cradle of civilization.
Yeah, I'll have a go.
All right, okay. Well, keep your eyes peeled then for an AFCON special. I mean, remember, I have quietly become the voice of African football. Remember, Barry, the self-titled.
I'm surprised you're not over there for the tournament, to be honest.
Well, I might just.
The Saudis haven't invited you over or something. The
Saudis, Barry.
Well, that's where all the money is, isn't it? Have the Saudis not taken over
people on purpose?
Have the Saudis not taken over African football yet?
Not yet.
I know they're not in Africa, but that's just where all the money is, isn't it? I thought someone might have took loads of money to send you there and broadcast it,
Kicks off at 7 o'clock on Sunday. Morocco, the hosts, take on Comoros. So we'll do that then, Barry, in between now and then. Is that Bootle who's just joined us to say bye at the last second?
It is, yeah. He's keeping a low profile as well.
Yeah. You've just missed 42 minutes of unsurprisingly miserable chat, Bootle. Bit quiet on Tyneside. Yeah, a bit quiet in Tottenham as well, mate. Right, Barry, we'll probably come back on Thursday, I reckon, if not before.
I've got two successes today, Malcolm.
Right.
I tipped the scales today 9 stone down this year.
Fucking
hit
hell,
the 9
Barry.
stone mark.
That is an outrage.
Do you know how many kilograms 9 stone is?
51.
Close, 57.
Is it? That was a guess.
Yeah, now to put that in context, this is a bag of rice, Malcolm. See that bag of rice?
Yeah.
5 kilograms.
That's
can you heavy that? 11 of those.
11 bags of rice.
Fucking 11 and a half of them. And I ran for 25 minutes yesterday as well. Still plodding away on my couch to 5K. I've just done.
Do you think? I tell you what, Barry, there's a world.
25-minute runs.
There's a world where we might overtake each other. It's not out of the question. I'll go and get weighed in a bit. It's very possible, Barry, that
this time next year we'll just.
If there's anything going to shame me into losing those 2.5 pounds that I need to get rid of, it'll be you coming in a little bit lighter than me. Bear in mind,
there's a bit of a way to go.
You've probably been at least 3 times heavier than me at various points.
Bit of a way to go yet. But I 9 stones. Good.
I'm having a go. Everyone congratulating you. Rightly so, Barry. That is absolutely astonishing. Well played, mate. Good effort. Right. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to say this sentence out loud. I stole a Pez dispenser on Saturday night. So that's pretty good. Where is it?
Have you got any Pez sweets?
I had 1 packet. I ate them all. Oh, hang on. It's over there. Hang on. IT department's fetching it. Can you guess what animal it is?
A panda.
No way. Reindeer.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. I ate all. So I've always wanted one of them. So with that in me googly eyes, I'm well and truly, Barry.
Googly eyes? You've never mentioned the googly eyes on the show, I don't think.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I don't need to. It makes me sound really, really stupid. Right, let's go away.
Again.
I need to eat something and then put me best corduroys on and head out into town on a Monday night, Baz, with me Pez dispenser and me googly eyes. Right, have a lovely week, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Good luck with these EFL Cup games, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.